Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody, guys. Let's take a look at the gold market. So in today's weekly report, it's not much discussion on the fundamental part, fundamental factors, because mostly they are same as for forex market. And the two major driving factors are the tensions between the United States and China and the tariffs. And as a conclusion, as the consequence of this tariffs war, is a possible impact on the United States economy that could become weaker, and that Fed really could stand on the burden of the possible rate cut even this year. And all this stuff is also provides support to the gold. And actually, that's the reason of the recent rally that we saw in the last week on the gold market. But still, although all this, in general, the upward action and the positive sentiment on the gold market stands in a row with our long-term expectation, and we think that gold market indeed should continue the long-term bullish trend. In the current circumstances, in tactical situation, the upward action, if we would suggest that this is indeed major reversal and indeed market is coming higher and to continue the major trend, this reversal has happened a bit earlier than we have suggested, because as you remember, last week and on a weekly chart we have a 3 drive pattern that should be completed at 12:55, and also we have the OP, major OP of this top, this ABC top that should be finished at the 12:60 area. And currently market keeps behind and uncompleted the both targets. That leads us to reasonable concern that we be worry about this early reversal, and we feel uncomfortable for taking strategical long position with the having incompleted targets on the back. And on the coming week, we need to find out and get some signs, maybe what to expect. So whether it's indeed the real reversal or market could show some upward continuation, but later chance exists on the downward reversal and the reaching of our major target still. So that's what we will do on the gold market in next week. So taking into consideration the significant impulse, the momentum that we've got on the gold market in recent reversal, we suggest that upward action probably should continue on the coming week, but the scale, the strength of the continuation could be different. Those of you guys who are following our analysis probably remember that when we have just suggested the appearing of the 3 drive, we made a forecast that market could hit the 1310 area right here to create the top between the third and second drive, and that actually perfectly matched to bottom of the third drive where it should be appearing. So because you know that the drives are based on extensions. So for example, I will show you. As you can see, first extension, second extension. Here should be the bottom of the third drive. And when we just calculated what retracement could be, we said that it could be 1310 approximately to provide the perfect match. You can see. So if I will drag this right to the 1310, it provides best match between the extensions of the first and second drives. That's the bottom where bottom should be. And we were almost correct on this, because market actually has formed 1303 top. That's also provide acceptable standing of the 2 extensions. But this rally up, we could get multiple scenarios. For example, here, one of them stands right here, so the daily chart. We could get not just one leg action, but we could get second drive as the ABCD pattern. In this case, this top will move slightly higher to the 1306, and these two extensions will stand close to each other. As you can see, while market stands below this top, the overall scenario with the three drive pattern stands valid, and it's not really very important where this top will be or whether any new top will be formed or not. Because actually here, guys, the third drive is based on this extension. And if you remember, we also talked about the butterfly, so here could be the butterfly. And from the butterfly point of view, as well as from the three drive pattern point of view, it's not really important how deep this action will be inside of the A-B leg. So whether the market turns down right from here, or it will move slightly high and then turn down. Anyway, this extension will stand at the same point, just because the A-B swing stands the same. It leads us to conclusion that for us, the major point we should keep an eye on is an area around 13 or 6, 13 and 10 area. Because if market will break it up, it will break the overall tendency to the downside. And if it will start upward continuation coming to the 1323, taking out of this top, it could break overall downward action, because in this case, this ABCD pattern will be erased as market will move above the top. Also, market will form the reversal swing, just breaking the low lows and low highs tendency, and three drive pattern also will be cancelled. That's why we could accept, from the bearish point of view, we could accept the action somewhere to the 13 or 6 and lower, because in this case, whatever action here will be, it will keep valid our longer-term retracement scenario. And that is what will be in focus on the coming week. We are watching for upward action, but at the same time, we control the top of this action, because that could be the clue to understanding what's really going on. The breaking of this area significantly decrease the chances on the downward continuation of forming three drive, completion of this ABCD pattern, and really increased chance of the further upward continuation and ending of the overall retracement, starting to the upward continuation of the major bullish trend. That's why this point is very important. That is what we're going to keep an eye on this week. So now on the daily chart, we have these targets, OP at the 13 or 6. But at the same time, as you take a look at the 4-hour time frame chart, you can see that we have actually the cluster of different targets. Keeping in consideration the same ABCD pattern, we have also COP at the 1292. And as you can see, closer to the top, we have the strong confidence areas, 1296. This is 30% of the major reaction point, right from the top to this bottom. At A point, we have the 1296. And we have the 1302, 618 fib level from this top to this low. So we have the confidence resistance. This confidence stands very close to the OP, as OP stands at 1306. So that will be a really strong resistance area. And that is very helpful to us, because so if market will be able to break through such strong area, that will tell us something. That market indeed looks strong, and the breakout of this area increased chances on the real upward continuation, and just will confirm that probably we will not get any downward reversal. We will not get downward continuation, and we probably should understand that retracement that stands within 2-3 months is over. So this is our signal area. It's very important. With upward action, we are watching for different targets. So the COP 1292. On the hourly chart, we also have minor ABCD pattern. Actually, we talked about it on Friday. Our Gartley triple to buy has been formed perfect, as you can see. That was our entry point, and just everything has happened perfectly. So it is interesting that COP of this minor ABCD and COP on the 4-hour time frame chart coincides in the same point in 1292. OP stands at 1298, and take a look. This OP creates an agreement with this confluence. So OP stands inside of it. It's also great a moment. Also, guys, I here brought the faded OP. So if you remember, sometime I explained why I use the faded extensions. Because when you have the position, it is safer to take the profit and at the faded OP, because the chances on the get profit without no rivals because at major OP, a lot of traders will turn to the closing of the positions. It will be a lot significant volatility and really competition to close the longs. Scalp traders will take at the major OP 1298. Besides, 1296 is the first fib level, and it will be a lot of resistance when the market starts entering this area. As you can see, the faded OP stands right at 1296, and it lets us to take the profit earlier on this upward action without no competition actually. So that's why very often when trading in intraday charts, I use the faded extensions, and you can see I use as a point the area where really upward action has started. So real thrust has started. So this is my A point. So OP is based on this point. Alternatively, we could here also suggest possible another leg down, some kind of the greater ABCD retracement with the greater Garter's triple to buy with the starting upward action. But this is mostly tactical question. It has no really impact on the overall scenario that we could get here. So that's what we will keep an eye on the gold market. Finally, final point, guys, that I would like to say is that actually with this upward action, we have to be prepared to downward reversal at any point, because we potentially stand in butterfly pattern. So that could become the butterfly. Take a look at this left wing, this is right wing, and market actually could turn down at any point inside of this wing to form the top of the right wing, where a downward action could start. We should be ready for that. In this case, if market suddenly will stop at some minor target, for example, at COP turns down, start dropping, raising of this ABCD pattern, that will tell us that our bearish setup is still valid. And this is just temporal reaction, maybe some emotional reactions on events that we saw in last week, on the poor statistics that we've got in the United States. So it means that our downward action is continuing. As you can see, our task on the gold market is not really simple, but we have the clear patterns, we have targets, and we could trade it relatively safe and see what will happen. Most important thing should happen around 1286, 13 noon, if market, of course, will reach this area. But I suggest that the chances to hit 1292 area is really significant, so it's really a good probability that market should reach it. What will be after that? Well, we will see.